Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Kishore's podcast. Today, I'm going to share with you my thoughts around building the mindset of intentional beta. This is a framework that I believe would help us in the current times where we often find ourselves balancing the desire for growth with a need for stability. This is definitely a tricky balance, right? But a framework like this could help you navigate the challenges successfully. To make it easily understandable, I break this into two sections. Number one, embracing the mindset of permanent beta, and number two, being intentional in your actions. Let's get started with the section 1, permanent beta. Permanent beta is a mindset that you build to have a commitment to remain in the constant state of learning, exploration, and experimentation. The permanent beta helps you to recognize that growth happens incrementally with the consistent efforts rather than having drastic changes, which is one-off. The mindset of permanent beta also helps us to move away from the perfectionism state towards progression. So, how can you practice the mindset of permanent beta? Start something new every day. Build the habit of learning new skills, new technology, according to your career, according to your aspirations, anything that adds value to you in a smaller way but in a consistent manner. It could be as simple as reading a new chapter of a book, exploring new hobby, exploring new places, etc. When those smaller steps accumulate over a period of time, they lead to much bigger significant progress compared to having a drastic change which is never followed through consistently. If some of you have read the book Atomic Habits, you might recall this. Smaller habits, when performed consistently, have a bigger impact over a period of time. You need to learn to iterate and adapt. The term beta is an industry norm when an organization produces or manufactures a new product, but they would like to have more clarity in terms of how customer would perceive it even before they have all the answers. So they always announce these products in a beta form so they could release these products to customers and learn from the customers what they like and what they don't like, and then based on the customers' feedback and the demand, they iterate and adapt the product. This is definitely applicable even for our own life. Just like any product, you can iterate on your life, you can iterate on your habits, you can iterate on your approaches towards your career and learn and refine on a regular basis. As part of this, you need also be open to feedback and adjust your approach. It is important that you also build a closed, trusted mentors around you with whom you can share all your thoughts, all your approaches, and always receive feedback and adapt based on their experience and so on. Number 3, embrace failure as a feedback. It might sound cliche, but remember, in today's time where everybody is talking about all the successful things, it is important to build a failure resume. You need to aspire to build things or try out things that's even worth big failures that you can later talk about. Sharing my own personal example, in 2008, I was in a big stage pitching my software product towards investors within SAP to get funding for my own startup. but I failed. Looking back today, I still feel that was one of the biggest opportunity of my career that I failed, but I certainly feel proud to talk about because I learned a lot during that process. So it is really important that you build a failure resume where you are proud and feel certain failures are worth to talk about. And finally, when it comes to permanent beta, never stop starting. The, the trick is to keep initiating maybe new projects, new habits, new technologies, anything. Few years before, I regularly share my thoughts in the form of blogs. And once I felt I want to try something different, and then I tried to publish a book. And today, I'm trying out a podcast format. Tomorrow, maybe something different. The key here is to keep trying new things. That helps you be in the mindset of permanent beta forever. You never settle for something. You always move out of your comfort zone. Try something different, right? So I believe with these smaller principles that you can apply on your day-to-day basis to constantly build the mindset of permanent beta. Now let's talk about the section 2, which is about being intentional in your actions. Being intentional means you make deliberate choices which are very much aligned with your values, aspirations, and the purpose of your life that you wish to live for. It is all about that you are able to direct your energy towards what truly matters for you. And remember, no one else around you knows better than you what you really want. So, be intentional in every action that you take towards your life, and also that includes your career. So, how can you practice being intentional in your actions? It is simple. First of all, start with the clear goals, or have that clarity, build that clarity for yourself where you have both the short-term goals and the long-term goals. Where the short-term goals that you see yourself in the next 12 months, where the long-term goals could be, for example, what you would like to see yourselves, or where you would like to see yourself in the next 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years, and so on. It's completely fine. They may change over a period of time, but constantly have that kind of a clarity, which is more of a live thing that you can constantly build on. Next, prioritize purpose over being busy. Being busy not necessarily mean you're contributing towards your bigger picture. So the first step is identify what's contributing towards your bigger picture and what's not. And those are those distractions that's either slowing you down or stopping you from moving faster towards your bigger aspirations. The key here is to get rid of them. Yes, you need to focus on high impact activities, the activities that propels you towards your bigger picture. Finally, build the comfort of operating in the 60 to 70% of information zone. What do I mean by that? When you're starting a new topic, a new task, a project, don't try to wait until you have all the answers in front of you. Don't look for information that's 90 to 95% clear in the beginning. You should be able to start when the information is probably only 60 to 70% in front of you. And the key here is not to have all the answers in the beginning, but rather be able to find those answers while you're making progress. This is a key differentiation between people who never get started versus people who start something small and iteratively build. By practicing these techniques, you can basically build more intentional actions that really contributes towards your bigger life goals. So, intentional beta, with the synergies of the permanent beta mindset and the intentional actions on your day-to-day basis, brings you much closer towards making progress rather than being a perfectionist and never getting started. I hope you enjoyed the podcast today. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. So until next time, remember to keep exploring, innovating, and embracing the possibilities of tomorrow.